Well, this is Jared with Stampede Blue. This is your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap, and the Colts won today at home. They skunked the Cowboys 23-0. And let's start this off by saying the Colts won today because they won the battle in the trenches, because the Colts, Ryan Kelly was back, the quarterback of the offensive line, and as a result, the Colts not only protected Andrew Luck and he wasn't sacked, they also didn't even need Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was 16 for 27 for 192 yards. He wasn't sacked. He wasn't under duress all day. He didn't turn the ball over. And then for the Cowboys, Zach Martin, one of their all-pro guards, didn't play. Tyron Smith either banged up or didn't play. And look at Dak Prescott. I think he was 24 for 39 for 206 yards. He was hit more than a half a dozen times, sacked 3 times, threw an interception. So that was the difference in the game. And then what really was the difference today was the Colts defense held the league-leading rusher Ezekiel Elliott to 18 carries, 87 yards, and basically turned the Cowboy offense into a one-dimensional offense, which plays right into what the Colts want to do, right, is not give up a big play. Speaking of not giving up a big play, Amari Cooper, one of the hottest receivers in the NFL, 4 catches for 32 yards. The Colts said, beat us with someone else today, and they couldn't do it. Every time Beasley touched the ball, he came up limping. Even Ezekiel Elliott looked like he got hit and hurt and banged up. And then just kind of the difference in the game, again, is the health of your offensive line is vital. You must protect your quarterback so that your offense can gain some kind of tempo. And it shows you how off the Cowboys were because they were forced to go for it on 4th down early in the game because they needed some positive tempo because they're losing and they're getting beat all over the field. Marlon Mack, 27 carries, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Colts on offense ran the ball down the throat of the second best defense in the league. 4th best defense against the run. Not today. Not today. And going into this game, there was a lot of chatter about Leighton Vander Esch, this rookie linebacker out of Boise State, and how he's going to be either Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, let's look at his stat line. 8 total tackles, 7 solo tackles. Meanwhile, Mr. Nobody talks about him, Darius Leonard, the maniac for the Colts, had something along the lines of 11 tackles, 9 solo, 2 quarterback hits, 2 passes defended. It's time we start talking about not just all pro, not just like Rookie of the Year. Darius Leonard broke Jarrell Freeman's tackle record for the Colts, which is 145. There's still 2 games left. How are we not talking about Darius Leonard for Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year? I get it. I'm a homer, right? But if you really want to laud someone, you really want to drive home how important a guy like Chris Ballard is, look at this draft class and look at the free agents the Colts have picked up and their impact they've had on this team. And just go back and look. Quentin Nelson, stud guard, one of the best offensive guards in the league. Watch him play. Braden Smith, offensive tackle. One of the things we know about offensive linemen is if they're not saying your name, you're probably doing okay. And remember, Braden Smith held J.J. Watt to 1 sack, and he was relatively ineffective last week, right? And then Ryan Kelly, when the quarterback of your offensive line is present, the line looks dominant today, and that's going to be important moving forward. If this offensive line can stay healthy, protect Andrew Luck, and the Colts can run the ball to the effect where they don't even have to use Andrew Luck to win, that keeps mileage off his arm. That's going to keep him healthier, longer, and the Colts are going to win more games when the game goes by in a jiffy because you were just able to run the ball down your opponent's throat. Now that I don't understand. Other than, like we said, the Colts offensive line was completely healthy. They had a tempo advantage early. The Colts got out to a 7-0 lead and never looked back. They kicked a field goal to end the half to go up 10-0 and got the ball to start the second half and went down and scored. So the Colts were in the driver's seat for moment 1. T.Y. Hilton did T.Y. things. I think he had 5 catches for 85 yards against, again, one of the better defensives in the NFL. And sure, like I said, we could talk about Marlon Mack having a big day, but look at Tyquan Lewis. That's a rookie. Coming in, 4 tackles, 3 solo, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. Like, he was everywhere today. And you could say that about Danico Autry. You could say that about Jabal Sheard. You could say that about Anthony Walker and Darius Leonard. The core of that defense, the nucleus of that defense right there in the middle. That's an outstanding core of a defense the Colts have. So when you're able to execute your game plan on offense, which is what the Colts want to do, is play complementary football. We want to run it just as often as we want to pass it, right? That's the objective, and not get yourself into pass-only games because you're either too far behind or you're just unable to run the football. And I think if you look at the Colts' remaining schedule, the Colts need to win out to put themselves in a position to go to the playoffs that they don't even need to be at this year. The Colts don't really need to go to the playoffs. At this point, continuing to win games further drives down their draft pick. And I get it. A lot of people are saying, like, if you can win, right? Well, no kidding. And the Colts are going to do that. And as long as they remain healthy and are able to execute their game plan, I don't honestly think that there's a team in the NFL that could beat the Colts outside of like a Saints or Rams. That's a Super Bowl trip then, because that's the only way you see those NFC teams, right? And I get it. It's a little early to talk about anything postseason because a lot of things have to bounce the Colts' way. At a bare minimum, the Colts are the 7th seed. They needed Tennessee to lose today, and they didn't, to keep it by themselves. But Miami lost, so that's an important thing the Colts needed to happen. But the Colts also needed the Ravens to lose, and they won. I mean, it's hard to lose against the Bucs, but the Ravens beat the Bucs 20-12. So the Colts still need some chips to fall their way in the AFC. This is one of the few times I find myself rooting for the Patriots today. I don't even want them to win. I just need the Steelers to lose, right? And then if you really think about, again, I've been saying this since week 1, man, I'm really excited for the future. This season is a rebuilding year. It's a confidence-building year. And, I mean, if you could think about it, if you can put this Colts team into the playoffs in year 1, what about next year? So this has been Jared with Stampede Blue, your Indianapolis Colts post-game wrap. Happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you next week. Go Colts, baby.